Good evening everybody and welcome back to JWE Friday Night Eclipse. Tonight we're in Duluth, Minnesota, where we're set to conclude our week exclusively in the land of 1,000 lakes with a big card. Though tag team matches are not on the table tonight, we will still see some tag action as Papyrus is set to take on Rantaro Amami, and Melia, Antiqua and Kyoko Kirigiri both make their seasonal singles debuts as they face off. Meanwhile, Delta continues to try to get her name back in the title conversation as she takes on Fiora. 47 looks to bounce back after his loss last week, and Poppi will try to get her first solo win in several months. So get ready for the tumultuous night of action, because this is Eclipse. And here we go, starting off our night. Introducing first. Representing D.I.C.E, it is Rantaro Amami. And I wonder how this is going to go, because D.I.C.E and the Skelebros have not been seeing eye to eye as of late. In fact, they've been openly hostile towards each other. Hopefully that doesn't translate here. And his opponent, representing D.I.C.E,
and his opponent, representing Too Cool from Neo Osaka, weighing in at 121 pounds, Russ.
It is Papyrus. Yeah, this is going to be a fun one. And Kokichi from behind, throwing Papyrus into the steel steps, referee having to get out of the ring to restore some order, kicking Kokichi out, and Papyrus slowed up to his feet after that ambush. I don't know if Rantaro knew what was going to happen or not, and apparently Papyrus is going to go through with this match. Referee rings the bell, they meet in the middle, and Papyrus immediately, with the right hand, did that ambush light a fire underneath him. Being thrown into steel steps, that is definitely not something you want to have happen. Just ask several other superstars. And Papyrus with a deadlift suplex, running senton. And now Rantaro in the corner. Papyrus sending him headfirst into the turnbuckle. But Rantaro elbowing out. And now rolling neck breaker. And Papyrus kicks out. Tossing Rantaro over onto the apron. Knocking Rantaro off, and when I saw that these two were facing off against each other, or members of these two tag teams were facing off against each other to start off the night, I had a feeling that something was going to happen, but certainly not that. Although knowing D.I.C.E, I should have saw it coming. And now Papyrus throwing Rantaro into the steel steps like Kokichi did to him. And an elbow drop. There's 4. And tossing Rantaro back inside the ring, climbing in quickly after him. And another suplex. Papyrus not letting Rantaro have any respite. There's one and only one. Rantaro rolling out of the way. Rolling kick from Papyrus. Elbow drop. And now Papyrus heading up top. Lining up. And a diving neckbreaker. Forcing Rantaro back up to his feet. Stunner. And are we looking for the Bone Trustler? Yes, we are. Papyrus, the Bone Trustler. And the pin. There's one. There's two. Rantaro kicks out. Standing shooting star press connects. And a corner uppercut. Papyrus. Northeast corner, middle rope, diving axe handle drop. And what is Poppi thinking here? Sending Rantaro for an Irish whip, double leg drop kick. Kick to the spine. Rantaro fighting out. Kick to the kick to the femur. Papyrus stuffing that. Springboard back elbow, forcing Rantaro back up to his feet. And a tilt whirl armbar. Trying to get Rantaro to tap. No. Rantaro to the outside. Climbing back in. Papyrus turning around, and Rantaro, what are you doing? Just waiting there. You're gonna do something. Do something. There's two, and there's three. And despite Kokichi's best efforts to give his partner the upper hand, yeah, that backfired completely. What's the saying? Never poke the spaghetti-obsessed, puzzle-obsessed skeleton? Yeah, I think that's the saying, right?
Here is your winner,
And a big win, not only for Papyrus, but for the Skelebros, putting D.I.C.E squarely in their place, and I wonder what the ramifications of this are gonna be. And next, introducing first, it is the Change Bringer, although the more I think about it, the more ironic I think that name is, because nothing seems to be changing with her. It is Delta. Again, trying to get her name in the champions conversation, or the championship conversation, but... well, I mean, her name is in the conversation, just as, just in the sense that, yeah, no, she's not ready. She is not ready at all. And her opponent.
And her opponent from Babylon, Maria.
She is your former women's cruiserweight champion, former women's Nexus champion. She can be those again if she wants. She's just taking a break. Former double champion. Really, only thing that she doesn't have going for her, or only things she doesn't have going for her, are Money in the Bank and Women's Universal Championship, which she does not have her eyes set on at all. And here we go, both women ready? And referee rings the bell, they meet in the middle. Fiora beginning with the knife-edge chop, looking for the kick, Delta catching that, now turning the offense back towards Fiora, now locking up. Fiora pushing Delta back into the corner. Referee having to separate them. Desperately trying to separate them, and now Delta with a cheap shot. Fiora catching that, locking Delta up yet again. And now Delta the one pushing Fiora into the corner. Well, pushing Fiora into the referee. And Delta again the cheap shot. Referee a second warning. Delta the hip attack. Going for the cover. There's one. Delta just stomping down on Fiora. Fiora back up to her feet. Delta tackling. And a stomp to the wrist. Stomp to the shin. And trying to get Fiora back up to her feet. And Irish whip. Gut, or a belly to back suplex. And now Delta up top. Getting Fiora back up to her feet, looking for something big. Deciding to not jump, deciding to abort. Not entirely sure what the plan was. Now just working on the arm. Delta again heading up top. This time launching herself, and this time Fiora seeing that coming. Gets out of the way of the elbow drop. Delta back up to her feet. Immediately caught by the knife edge chop. And now Fiora to the outside. Getting Delta up to her feet. Is she looking for the phenomenal forearm? No. Double leg drop kick. Here's the pin, only one. Fiora forcing Delta up to her feet. Hitting the clotheslines. Catching the kick, tripping up Delta. Middle rope crossbody splash finds its mark and now forcing Delta back up to her feet, spinning back heel kick. And looking to put this one away quick. And Delta with a back elbow, saving herself. And now sending Fiora for an Irish whip. Fiora stepping out of the way. And walking Delta up to the northeast corner. Tree of Woe. And Fiora, the leg sweep of the Russian variety. And now heading up top. Frog splash. Cover. 1, 2, 3. And like I said, the more I think about it, the more Delta's name is the more ironic it's becoming. Barely putting up any resistance. Granted, you're going up against Fiora, who's like one of the most decorated superstars in this division, but you can put up a better effort than that.
Here is your winner,
And yeah, champion or no, Fiora, she still has it. And for next matchup, introducing first,
The following contest,
he is the Dragon of Dojima,
making his way to the ring from Tokyo, Japan,
Kazuma Kiryu.
at 194 pounds, the Dragon, Kiryu.
And his opponent, he is your Mr. Money in the Bank,
And his opponent from
the ultimate assassin,
weighing in at
Agent
187
47.
pounds, Assassin AK-47.
And here we go, both men staring each other down. Ref rings the bell, Kiryu immediately running towards 47, who just pushes him aside. And now a springboard crossbody from the assassin. Double foot stomp to both sides of the face. Stomp to the bicep. And 47 immediately locking in the armbar that Kiryu fights out of. Kiryu rolling 47 around. Split leg stomp to the stomach. Now Kiryu to the outside. Flying clothesline. 47 back up to his feet. Huge clothesline of his own. Stomp to the wrist, knee to the back. Kiryu escaping to the outside of the ring. Heading back inside now, taking 47 down. Going for a quick pin, and now 47 flipping the script. Kiryu back on top. 47 fighting back. And now both men locking up for the first time this match. Kiryu walking 47 back. Referee separating them. Good sportsmanship between the two. And a hip toss. Kiryu looking to walk 47, but 47 elbowing out. Clothesline from behind. And getting 47 getting Kiryu back up to his feet. Flying forearm. And now 47 up top. Neck breaker. And getting Kiryu up to his feet, turning him around. And the final rest, is that going to be a rope break? Yes, yes it will. 47 turning Kiryu onto his back. And now another rope break. 47, you really need to get Kiryu away from the ropes if you actually want to, go for submission. Perhaps he was hoping that the referee didn't see. I mean, he is used to, 47 is used to authority figures not really having the best of eyesight. Really want to know what I'm talking about, just play the World of Assassination trilogy, and oh boy, you can get away with a lot of shit, a lot more shit than you might expect. 47 elbow to the knee. Choking Kiryu. And now 47 climbing up top. Getting Kiryu up to his feet. And a diving double leg dropkick. And now 47 with a crossbody that missed. And now, the silent assassin just pulling back on the neck. Kiryu escaping. Forcing 47 up over the shoulders. 47 elbowing out. Kicking Kiryu down. Setting him up for the silent assassin. Locking in and forcing Kiryu to tap. That's not a bad way to bounce back. After the spell that 47 has been on lately, that is not bad at all.
Here is your winner, Assassin AK-47.
And 47 executing that match flawlessly. Well, not flawlessly, but well done. And for our next matchup, may not be a tag team match, but it certainly will be between two tag team members. Introducing first, representing your tag team champion, Harmonious Truth. It is the ultimate detective herself, Kyoko Kirigiri. in this Falls Count Anywhere match, might I add.
One fall, making her way to the ring, representing Truth and Consequences from Kyoto, Japan. One half of the Women's Hybrid Tag Team Champions,
And her opponent, representing the Queens of Eclipse, Ascension, it is Melia Antiqua.
from Avalon, Maria
And here we go, both women ready for this Falls Count Anywhere competition, or this Falls Count Anywhere match. Kyoko immediately beginning with a kick to the chest, and now both women locking up. Melia slipping to the back with that rear waist lock. Keeping Kyoko trapped, but Kyoko escaping, and now throwing Melia down with a snap mirror into a headlock. And just really pulling on that neck. And Melia with the reversal, but Kyoko keeping her trapped in place. Just keeping that arm pinned against her body. Melia back up to her feet, immediately sent down with an arm drag, and now both women again locking up. Kyoko again gaining the advantage, walking Melia into the corner. Referee having to separate them. And now Kyoko with a high choke in the corner. And now looking down, but Melia escaping. These two having lots of history together. Although 90% of that coming from the tag team division. There's no Nia, there's no Saika in your corners to back you up. Kyoko stomping down on the high Antia. Trapping the arm, stomping on the hand. And again, locking up. Kyoko again pushing Melia back into the corner. Referee again having to separate them. Kyoko turning Melia around. Just raking the eyes. Sending Melia over the top rope onto the apron. And looking for the hot shot to send the Empress down. Or former Empress, I should say. Kyoko heading up top. Diving double leg dropkick, and here we go. Falls count anywhere. Going for the pin. 1. Now Kyoko with a stomp to the wrist, and now pulling back looking to make Melia tap, and Melia quickly escaping. Tossing Kyoko back into the ring. And avoiding that clothesline. Release, suplex connects, and now Melia turning Kyoko around. Melia with the clothesline, single leg dropkick, and the cover. 1, 2, nope. Surprising 2 count. Was not expecting it to be that long. And now rolling DDT from Melia, lining up her finisher, her signature, tilt twirl armbar. Trying to get the detective to tap out, but Kyoko just rolls out instead. Clotheslines, and a single leg dropkick. Kyoko forcing Melia back up to her feet. Hammerlock facebuster. Here's the cover. There's 1, 2. Melia kicks out. Kyoko forcing Melia back up to her feet. Just sweeping the leg. Melia out onto the apron. Heading to the outside will not save you because, again, falls count anywhere. Diving leg drop from Kyoko. Forcing Melia back up to her feet, tossing her back inside the ring. Slowly climbing in after her. Now Kyoko in the corner. What's she looking for here? I don't know because I looked away at the very moment. But Melia gets out of the way, sending Kyoko over the top rope this time. And now High Antio, despite having wings, they cannot fly. But Melia flying off the top rope regardless. Crossbody. And the knees to the chest. I mean, no. High Antio can technically fly if you're pure-blooded and if Zanza wants you to help. Minor spoilers for the end of Xenoblade Chronicles 1. Anyway, Kyoko going for the cover. 1, 2, 3.
Here is your winner, Kyoko.
And ironically enough, the first not amazing match between two tag teams in this division was a singles match, and yet it wasn't even that bad. But Kyoko, I mean, she's a champion for a reason. And for our penultimate matchup of the evening, introducing first, representing the Cybridals, it is the artificial blade herself, Poppi QT. And her opponent. She is your women's Universal Champion, Lucina. And here we go, both women ready? Referee rings the bell, and Poppi looking for her first win in several months in the singles division as she pushes down Lucina. Lucina avoiding the grapple, Poppi locking her up yet again. Lucina slipping out to the back. Rear waistlock applied, but Poppi with a snap mirror and going for the headlock. Pulling back. And just keeping Lucina in place. Lucina trying to get out. Poppi just working on the arm. And again, Poppi locking up Lucina. Pushing her into the corner now. Referee having to separate them. And they do clean. Kick to the chest. And again. Poppi, middle rope, enziguri. And the cover. Still early, still a 1 count. Poppi trying to get Lucina back up to her feet. Walking the tightrope, double A dropkick right to the spine, barely connects. Poppi just stomping down, forcing Lucina into a seated position. And a running big boot. And now Lucina tossing Poppi in an Irish whip. There's an arm drag. And now up over the shoulders. Bouncing Lucina off the top rope, and now Poppi heading up top. Diving elbow drop connects. Kick to the spine. Arm drag. And now Poppi catching Lucina with that combo double knees. There's one, there's two. Poppi will not get it. Lucina kicks out. Lucina crawling to the corner. Poppi. Guillotine. Using the bottom rope as a weapon to try to decapitate Lucina. There's a crossbite from the top rope. Poppi again up top. Turning around. And a double moonsault going for the cover. 1, 2. Lucina with the tenacity to kick out. But I do not foresee a future in which she will be having her arm raised at the end of this match. Elbowing out, walking Poppi to the corner. And Lucina with a kick right to the chest. Forcing Poppi up to her feet. And there's a falling neck breaker. Lucina fighting back. Taking Poppi down. Bridging armbar. And a rope break. Questionable. Although, I might have not seen it properly. Poppi pushing Lucina away now. Bottom rope. Poppi standing in midair. And okay, sure, cool. There's two. Poppi kicks out. And Poppi finally coming back down to earth. Poppi, I get it. You're artificial, and you can, like, do shit like that because Tora, but do you really have to? And now Lucina taking Poppi down, going for a headlock. Trying to get the second submission of the evening. And Poppi finding the escape. Poppi walking Lucina from one corner to the other, busting the swordswoman open, turning her around. Lucina elbowing out. And now scoop. Poppi slipping out from behind. There's a neck breaker. And now Irish whip, double leg drop kick. And Lucina scampering up to the top rope. Blood dripping from her forehead. Double leg drop kick finds the mark. And now Lucina. Hammerlock. Sleeper hold again. Will we see another submission? Poppi desperately trying to escape. And fights out just enough, forcing Lucina to break the hold. Both of them into the outside. Poppi standing along the apron. Lucina in. Poppi's in. Don't know what mind games she was trying to play. Lucina trying to make her way to the corner. Poppi blocking that, now tossing Lucina into the corner, so Lucina does make it to the corner, just not under her own volition. And now pin attempt. After that, heads to the toss, there's a one and only one. Resilience meet tenacity. Immovable force meet, well, unstoppable force meet immovable object. Immovable object meet... Immovable force meet... yeah, I mean, both work, I guess. Lucina with the reversal, going for the cover. 1, 2, no. Lucina with a neck breaker. Forcing Poppi up. Neck breaker. And Irish whip. Flying forearm finds the mark. And here we go. 1, 2, 3. You know what? I'm gonna put my hands up. I'm gonna eat my own words there. I say that there was I did not foresee a future in which Lucina won that match, and Lucina telling me that the future is not written. Just like a certain early 2000s pop song. And Poppi, girl, you're gonna have to wait a little bit more for that first victory, but damn, what a comeback from Lucina. Despite Poppi levitating.
Here is your winner, Lucina.
And this is why Lucina is the champion. She does have a massive target on her back, but she can absolutely deal with it. And now for our main event of the evening. Introducing first, it is the Blue Jay, Jayden Moon. And his opponent, it is the bear of the TV world,
And his opponent,
Teddie.
representing the Blue Bloods from the internet, weighing in at 126 pounds, the Bear, Teddie!
And this is a match between two men who cannot get the championship belt to save their lives. Seriously. Between these two in the past 3 years, there's only been 2 months of championship. In 36 months. That is nearly 5%. It's like, what? 7%-ish? If I'm doing my math correct? Guys, get it together. Five and a half %. And ref rings the bell. Jayden immediately begins with a kick. But looking for the crossbody, Teddie gets out of the way. And look for the drop kick of his own. Jayden gets out of the way. So, would this be a match between always the best man but never the groom? Probably. I think that would be analogous. Jayden with an arm breaker. And now springboard to look for the drop kick, missed. And now Jayden just walking Teddie to the southern ropes. Wrapping the arm around the top rope. And now locking up for the first time this match. Teddie walking Jayden back to the northern ropes. Right hand, and again locking up. Now Jayden, the one walking Teddie back, this time to the corner. Referee having to separate them, and they do cleanly. Teddie elbowing out of the corner. Jayden with the reversal. And it's not like these two haven't had many championship opportunities. They absolutely have. They just can't beat. They just can't beat Yusuke. Or Nagito. Locking up again. Jayden again walking Teddie back into the corner. Referee again having to separate them. And Teddie again elbowing out of the corner. Deja vu all over again. Teddie sending Jayden down with that right hand stomp to the shoulder. Both men simultaneously to the outside. Or synchronistically to the outside? Is that a word? Synchronistically a word? It is now. Teddie tossing Jayden into the corner. Referee at 3. And now Teddie up top on the barricade. I thought he was hopping out to the crowd. Looking for the neck breaker. Jayden gets out of the way. Now referee's at 7. Teddie elbowing out. There's 8. Referee desperately trying to get them back into the ring. And now Jayden up top. Tithing RKO. As Teddie was just having fun with the crowd. And now Jayden rolling up Teddie. There's 1, 2. Teddie kicks out. Elbow drop, but nobody's home. Teddie with a corkscrew uppercut. And throwing Jayden for an hour whip. Cross clothesline, excuse me. There's 2 Jayden kicks out. I mean, I guess a cross by clothesline would work in that situation. And now Teddie looking for the finisher. Jayden pushing him away, flying knee instead. Dragging Teddie away from the ropes. Forcing him up to his feet. Right hands, or left hand, excuse me. There's a huge right cross sending Teddie down. Spinning him around. Because why not? And the cyclone kick going for the cover. 1, 2, 3. That was chaotic. Although with these 2, I wouldn't expect it to be any other way. And as we watch the replays, excuse me, and Jayden's celebration, I would like to thank you all for joining us here tonight, and hope to see you next week as we get ever closer to our next PLE, which I still have to look at the calendar to see what it is. I keep forgetting to do that. I'm sorry. Honestly, I might not even know until like the week of. But anyway. Hope to see you next week. Monday for Janramada, Wednesday for Wing Crescent, Friday for Eclipse. But until then, we are signing out from Duluth, Duluth, Minnesota, excuse me. See ya. Yeah, I'm getting executed for that.